Yo, yo. Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Eric Yearwood's Weapons Chamber. And hope you're doing well today. You'll see that there's a Christmas tree in the corner, which means it is the season. And I hope you guys are really excited about what Santa's bringing to town. In particular, some really exciting uh, virtual reality sculpting. Now, one of the things that I'm looking to do here with the show is I'm looking to create not only weapons. If you remember from last time, last show, I made this sword here, and I've since oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I was kind of working on the sword. I brought it into Maya after I made it and kind of added a little bit of detail to it. And it's kind of a fun thing. I didn't add too much detail or change it too much because I kind of like the low poly look. There's something that's kind of fresh about that in an era where so much video game design and whatnot is so slick. You know, you got to keep it lo-fi and kind of stylized. So, but what I'm thinking about doing with this show is my idea is that I'm going to make every week I'm going to choose a weapon to build, and then I'm going to choose an enemy to destroy, and then and so like one episode I will make the weapon, the next episode I'll make the enemy, and then on a third day, maybe I'll do that live and maybe I'll just do it on my own time. I'll make the mechanic by which those two things interrelate, and then on the final show of the week, I'll go ahead and put up my full green screen in here, and I will show you how the weapon works in my VR game, Portal Warrior. I don't know if you've seen Portal Warrior before. If you have not and you're interested, go to www.yarwad.com, and you can see the Portal Warrior playthrough. And anyway, I'm working on a Portal Warrior 2. So this is going to be one of the weapons Portal Warrior uses to, freaking save the solar system. So let me take a look and see if we've got anybody watching. 2 people, and one of those people is myself. So that is exciting. Let me just double check that we've got kind of audio coming through, because if we don't, that'd be highly, highly embarrassing. 2 people, and yeah, we do. Okay, let me just share this with the world. Yeah, great. Now, I still don't understand why I can't see my show on Twitch. It's very disappointing. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes you act like a nut, and sometimes you don't. Okay, so, by the way, hello. See my glorious face. So we're gonna go ahead and delete this sword here. And what I thought could be a good enemy to slash out of the sky is I was thinking about like some sort of a pterodactyl shaped drone. And the pterodactyl the pterodactyl that I had is way back here in the distance. I don't know exactly why I gotta pull them over here. And so we got a pterodactyl here, as you can see. And so I was thinking I could make a drone that is shaped kind of like a pterodactyl, and maybe he's kind of pterodactyls are flying towards me. In Portal Warrior Episode 1, I had some enemy drones flying at me, and I was using a lightsaber to sort of chop them apart. But in the new Portal Warrior, maybe it'd be fun to have them kind of more bird-shaped, so we don't keep using the same drones over and over. For next episode, I think I'm going to calibrate my controllers a little bit better. Let's see if we got any more people watching. Oh, yeah, we got 5 people watching. Don't hesitate to comment so that I can read your comments real time and interact with you. That is part of the magic of streaming. So I'm just going to put that off to the side here. In the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to be able to see kind of what I see, which looks pretty weird when I'm looking directly at this mirror where I can see myself. But once I start drawing, you'll see the appeal of such a thing. So I'm going to grab my pterodactyl, kind of stick him there for reference. And then let's start out with a cube, shall we? And actually, why don't I scale this up a little bit. So, okay, we're going to start out with a cube. And this might be the head of the pterodactyl. And then let's start grabbing stuff and kind of making it into something here. So let's turn this around here. Sorry for the music being so stupid and annoying, but you know, these days it's very difficult to get royalty-free music that you can play without being penalized by Google or whoever, the enemies of our democracy. And I don't really, I know that that's a kind of a terrible thing to say as I use their products, Facebook in particular, but hey, I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? All right, so I'm just gonna kind of pull this out here. This is gonna be the body of our pterodactyl drone. And the exciting thing is I don't know that this needs to be very good, because what is good, really? This is the fun thing about art, is that there's really no rules and there's no consensus. If you saw earlier this week, there was a artist who he had a banana, right? And he called his banana art. These are kind of some of the wings that we can use for our little freaking guy. These will be his wings, all right? Let's put in a cylinder here, and this will kind of be the main camera. He'll kind of have a little camera right in the center of his face. So maybe he'll kind of look like an old school video camera, but attached to some kind of shitty wings, right? Here he comes! It's part of the entertainment value that you get when you see me doing this. Is I am a trained comedian, and so I'm never shy about employing that to great effect. So let's now select all this stuff, move it around here, and I'm going to pare these wings down. And why don't I make them, you know, if you notice the pterodactyl, he actually has basically 2 pivot points in his body here. So his wings break there at the top where you see his like little hands. So I guess I'll do the same for my guy here. So scale this down a little bit. And I will just put a breakpoint here right in the middle. Insert stroke. How do we insert an edge loop here? That's right. extrude. So we are going to extrude. What is this? Reshape. Okay, I'm going to grab this, move this over, and then I'll flip this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to grab the edge loop over here, move that. And then I really need to cut these in two, but I sort of forget how to do that. This is what, this is what's exciting about what we can do together is we share the joy of learning. Let's see, long press to phase deletion 2. Wireframe, show dimensions. Grid planes, undo a multi. It's exciting that no one's watching because that means I can sort of do whatever I want. Let's see. Oh, AJ says, love the ideas of seeing the game elements come together during the week. Well, I really appreciate that, AJ. That's part of what I'm excited about, too, because I will not only be, making stuff, but I'll also be, like, making a game. And I swear, oops. All right, well, we'll just use the extrude here to basically create this next section. Okay. So if I grab this guy. So now we've got a shape here that is a little bit more wing-shaped. And I can grab the side of this and even improve that a little bit. You may have noticed, or you may not have noticed, I pay attention to the virtual reality news, which means I'm a dork. But this past week, Oculus just partnered with Adobe to bring their VR sculpting suite, Medium, Oculus is going to bring Medium to Adobe, and so Adobe is somehow going to be facilitating Oculus Medium, and so that means I don't know what. It means that they're seeing this new VR sculpting thing as like the next Photoshop is basically what that means. And that's good for people, and it's also bad for people. And you may be interested to know why that could be bad for people. I'm going to grab this guy, this wing here, and copy it. And then I'm going to spin it around here so that we have equal wangs on each side. Okay, so now we're getting our little freaking angel. He looks like an angel, doesn't he? It's so sweet. Give you my kiss. Let's see if we got any questions or concerns here. So now, grab this, these points here. And let's go back to our reference image with the pterodactyl and see how his legs are connected to this thing. Let me grab that here. Oops. Okay, why am I having trouble? Here, I'll just move this forward. Okay. So, the pterodactyl, his body kind of tapers at the bottom, and then you got those two little legs sticking out. And so maybe we'll do something kind of similar here. So I will, I'm going to use cubes again. And I try and use cubes because I've heard that the Google Blocks, which is the program I'm using, that it doesn't like you scaling down cubes past a certain point. So I don't want to get in a situation where I can't scale something down smaller. Okay, so there's leg number 1. And we will grab this. Now we got 2 little legs over here. All right. Now, what is going to be the thing that is going to be sort of the attack? Like, if this comes, let's say I'm Portal Warrior, right? As I mentioned, for those just tuning in, I'm making a video game called Portal Warrior Part 2. I already have Portal Warrior Part 1. And in Portal Warrior Episode 2, these little drones are going to be coming at me. And so what is going to be the thing that causes consternation once these things get to me? What will be the attacking mechanism? So I'm thinking maybe we, since he's just essentially a moving video camera, what if we move the video camera up here? And let's scale that up a little bit. Make that a little bigger. And let's attach a little connector. And this will be like the little base that connects his head. Oops. Don't want to scale the video camera down, just that little base part. Okay. So now the little video camera's on his head, and maybe he like chomps at you. Because I was thinking you could have like a buzzsaw. This is exciting. Now nobody's watching. Well, that's, par for the course. But maybe he could sort of be chomping as he's coming at you. And by the way, I'm going to duplicate this and just make this his neck. So we got that right in the middle there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. If we want to make a chomping head for him, I'm just going to duplicate this. And we are going to make 2 of these, actually. So, make this, and then this one. And then I'm going to select these 2 faces. And just move this down. So this will be the bottom part of his jaw. And then this will be the top part of his jaw. So I'm going to select these 2 faces, and I'm going to move this up like that. Okay. I'll grab this. Okay. And so now, swap this head out. And we've got a beak on this thing. We got a beak. We've got some eyes here. Okay. And I'll go ahead and delete this old head over here. So yeah, now we've got this little guy, and why don't I put a couple little touches on him? Why don't I make a little, some little claws, some little fingies on the end here. And so he can attack if need be. I really want to figure out how to do this, how to add an edge loop. Extrude, subdivide, that's what I want. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so now that I know how to do that, which is sort of stupid that I didn't before. Now, when I pull this down, see there, that fingy, it bends. And now we got a fingy, and we can just copy this, and let's do a couple fingies here. Sorry, I'm saying fingies, but when in Rome, you know what I'm saying? So let's clump these together, and these can be his little wing claws. Okay. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Oops. How can I grab all these at the same time? Select. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted to do either. Alright, whatever. I'm going to move these. Oh. I thought I knew how to... There we go. That's what I want to do. Now I'm going to group all these, and I can move them as a unit. Sometimes, because I'm not super smart, it can take me a while to learn how to do things. Especially as it relates to game design. Alright, so now we got our little claws on each hand, so he's can rake my eyes out. And then we're going to just make these feet for him too. So we got kind of double up. Oops. Oops. That's not what we wanted. Okay. And let's insert an edge loop here. Let's subdivide these legs so that we can get a little knee action, because we don't want this guy to not be able to bend them knees. Okay. Move this forward here. That forward. And we can move this forward here too. Oops. Alrighty. Looking pretty good. I'm going to grab his tum-tum here and tuck it. Just a tad. And what do we think about this guy, huh? If you saw him coming in the middle of the night, would you be pumped or would you be sad? I think he needs some teeth on that. Oh, shoot. Where did his other hand go? I must have moved it. No sweat. That's why we can just duplicate. Other hand. Put that there. There we go. So I think one last thing before we call it quits is, why don't I... just going to check that there's nobody in the chit chat. And why don't I make some teeth for this guy? So I'll go ahead and make some blocks, 'cause I don't think I need the extra polygons that go along with making a cone, teeth out of a cone. I think that this will do just fine. And wish I could just delete that. So this is going to be our tooth. And that's what's so nice about being able to scale this stuff up. Because I can make it nice and symmetrical. Nah, I mean. Okay. Now it looks like a nice freaking chomper. So we can grab this. Let's make it teeny tiny. Scale up our mouth on this thing. Oh, actually, I need to grab this. Move it over here. Scale this up. And I can start placing these teeths. And if you are a portal warrior, can't imagine you being particularly pumped about this creature. So we got these teeth on this side, right? And then we're going to oops. Whoa. Let's erase this thing. Grabbing. Sorry the music sucks. I know I keep apologizing for that, but if you know, let's scale this up so we can do it correctly here. All right. Maybe we put should we put a tooth or two on the tops and bottoms? Oops. That's not what we want. Whoa. Oh, shoot. I forgot the top on this side here. So I'm going to have to add these teeth over here. And now, for those of you who didn't see the last one, I'm going to be adding a lot of detail once I get this thing into Maya or Cinema 4D or whatever I decide to do with it. Move this camera up a tad. So yeah, this is going to be what I chop down when I kind of getting a phone call there. But yeah, so once so again, we've got this bad guy here, and I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Save locally. Okay, and just for the fun of it, I am going to whip out my sword here, and we can grab this thing. And so once this actually, this is anticlimactic. Oops. Scale this down a little bit because nobody needs a sword that big. Yeah. So these things are going to be flying at me. Chopping the bits. So anyways, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this sculpting session. Merry Christmas to you and yours. And I'll be back here maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple of days or whatever. And you can see how I'm doing with this thing. So thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon.